Basement level vibes with another one. Straight up blackness, aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather wrong, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention, education, liberation.
At Big Bird Transportation Service, we specialize in safe, fast, and dependable delivery transportation for businesses and individuals. Whether you're sending a small package across town or need scheduled deliveries for your company, we're here to make sure your items arrive on time, every time. Our team is committed to providing efficient logistics solutions with a personal touch. With a fleet of well-maintained vehicles and experienced drivers, we handle every delivery with care, from pickup to drop-off. White Shoes Big Bird, on-demand and scheduled deliveries. Local and regional coverage. Secure and professional handling. Customer-first service. Call us today at 929-329-9938 and let Big Bird take your deliveries to the next level.
It's one of the most important ingredients when you want to make mind-blowing cocoa. All right?
Yeah.
You have to ensure you get pure Guyanese cash rib.
Just tell me, you ever see a mother put cash rib in cocoa? You ever see a mother put cash rib in cocoa? What kind of cocoa is that? You just tell me.
That guy is angry, and rightly so. You can't blame him for being angry. And the question for those of you who are from Guyana and those who are not from Guyana, but you heard of something called cook-up, right? So Irfan Ali, who happens to be the installed president of Guyana, sorry, I usually have to put that voice on, right? The moment you think it's 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue that's becoming a Biltmore ballroom. That guy in the White House is building a ballroom now. Those of you who remember Brooklyn, there was a Church Avenue, I believe, a place called Biltmore Ballroom, right? Biltmore. So the White House now has a ballroom, but we're not here to talk about that tonight, though. Irfan Ali in Guyana, who sits there as the president of Guyana, do forgive me for saying Guyana, because some of these folks who are not from Guyana, you say Guyana, but they're correcting you. They tell you your country, the country that you're born in, that is Guyana, right? Anyways, good night to all of you. If you're listening for the first time, my name is Mark Benskop. Welcome to Straight Up. We weren't on last evening because, I'm getting up there in age. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to knock out. As old folks, you just knocked out. I'm getting up there in age, guys. So I wasn't on last evening, but I allow the other guys to do their thing, and I don't fight for people for their time and time slot. I don't do that, right on, John? All of you guys, hey, I want you to do me a quick favor. I'm looking for 2 suspects tonight, right in the audience. I'm looking for Sean Anthony Ben, and I'm looking for there's somebody else that I'm looking for. Sorry about that, but I'm looking for Francine Cruz. The minute you see them in the audience, whistle to me, please. We'll have to have our operator, Lemon, do some stuff tonight. If you see Sean Anthony Ben and Francine Cruz, please let us know. But again, if you're now joining us, my name is Mark Benchop, and you're listening to Straight Up on 107.1 FM. All right. What else you guys want to talk about tonight? If you're hungry, if you're watching this show, guess what we're having? Our special stuff for tonight is plantain chips. Oh, yeah, we're talking about plantain chips tonight. As you know, when the coalition, when they were in office, this guy, the president of Guyana, David Arthur Granger, he was talking about all these things and plantain chips. Some of you, not just the PPP folks, some of you guys were saying, oh, plantain chips, why plantain chips? Why them? Sorry about that, guys. Those non-Guyanese who are watching this, what the heck is this guy talking about plantain chips and plantain chips? Well, this guy on the screen was the president of Guyana. He got kicked out by some international forces. The elections were actually rigged in 2020. And so they robbed this guy of the presidency, and he's gone. He's quiet. Just like this other guy, Aubrey Norton. They robbed him of the elections in 2025, just concluded. And he gone, he's quiet, you don't see them. So these guys, when they get beat up or they get robbed, they just gone in the corner and that's it. He gone in his corner, but he was still speaking afterwards, But Aubrey Norton, anybody see him? If you see Sean Anthony Ben in the audience, ask him, please tell him we're looking for Mr. Aubrey Norton. We haven't seen him. We don't hear from these guys. Maybe Aubrey is eating plantain chips too, right? Some of you bums gonna raise, but it's okay, right, guys? So back to this plantain chip guy, right? He was talking about plantain chips. Some of you, your bums raised, you got upset. You're like, what the heck is he talking about plantain chips? Plantain chips are back in the days. But if you go into these stores in the United States of America, you can't even, a pack of plantain chips or whatever, $5, $6, $7, $8, $10, maybe $15, who knows? But when he was talking about plantain chips, the corrupt guys in the PPP regime, they were cursing him, saying, look, what you talking about plantain chips? Now the same corrupt PPP regime, they're talking about plantain chips now. They're talking about opening plantain chips factory and all manner of things. Well, hey, David Granger, you were onto something. But how many of you, apart from David Granger, former president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, guess what? When they were talking about plantain chips, right? It reminds me when I was a little boy in Guyana on the countryside, because again, I got to remind some of you in case you forget, I'm a country guy, born in the city, country guys. And so country guys, let me just attend to Sean Anthony Ben. This is a serious program. This is not about distraction. This is not about kicking and you come every night with the same drum beat. What is the focus of the program tonight? You should be able to listen. You'll understand. You will learn. Go to Congress Place and ask Aubrey Norton what's going on there. That is what you should be doing. Sean Anthony Ben. Every night is the same dotishness you come with. You don't listen. Obviously, you don't understand. You don't know what's going on, and it's the same drumbeat. What is the focus of the program tonight? Go to Congress Place and ask the PNC what is their focus, what is their agenda for the next 5 years, and then you will come back. Furthermore, look, some of you guys may get angry, but that's okay. Sean Anthony Ben, we were looking for you. We're glad we got you tonight. This is you. This is your award for tonight. Thank you so much. It was a long time coming. We were setting for you. If you guys see Francine Cruz in the audience, let us know as well as we continue on with tonight's program about staying focused, and understanding what the subject matter is. The corrupt PPP regime, they love to criticize every single thing they're criticizing the PNC about. But every single idea, every single policy that you see them with, it's PNC, 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 and that is what it's about. So, folks, do not lose your attention. Do not lose focus. Some folks in the audience, not just trench crappos, but it is just basically a distraction, and they don't focus. Some of them want you to talk their stuff, their PNC stuff, but we say to the likes of Sean Anthony Ben, go to Congress Place, let the PNC focus. We run a talk show. This is a talk show. That is it. This is not a PNC show. Go to PNC and let them focus there. All right. So we're not going to take any sort of distraction. And this is a final warning. You know how we do it. We throw them in the trench, whether we're related to them or not. We throw them in the trench. It's not a distraction. Anyways, let's continue with regards to the plantain chips. And back in the days, I don't know how many of you remember small days, as we would say in Guyana, right? On the countryside, I don't know if those guys were out there in Linden. But Rabbi Washington, you guys remember Rabbi Washington, right? And the plantain chips and so forth. Man, we as little boys, and of course, those who are little girls like Sean, Anthony Ben, and others, were focused on getting a pack of plantain chips. And we used to laugh as little kids. Oh, look, the Rabbi people, Rabbi Washington people. Rabbi Washington people, that's what it was about. Rabbi Washington people. Rabbi Washington people, the plantain chips and the plantain chips. And so today, the same corrupt PPP regime, are today talking, they are talking about plantain chips factory. We see it and we understand that the PPP regime, they just have nothing. They are just a pack of airheads. They have nothing, no policies, no nothing. They just piggyback on strong visionary leaders of the PNC, Burnham and others, visionary leaders of the PNC. And that is what they piggyback on all of the policies of the PNCR and other individuals. And so what else you guys want us to touch on tonight, even as we prepare to touch on some other stuff tonight? Former member of parliament remanded to prison. This is the former member of parliament and an elderly man. They have been remanded to prison, and the former member of parliament, Mr. Sears, Devon Sears, is currently in jail. He has been remanded along with his co-accused. Marijuana, 650 pounds of marijuana. 650 pounds. But here is the interesting part of this story, is that the partner guess what is going to happen there? The co-accused pleaded guilty. It simply means, and this is my bet to you guys, this is my bet to you guys, that this next appearance in court,
up, look how we go set up.
Hearing us loud and clear. A break in transmission in Guyana, the usual blackout. And for those of you who don't know what blackout is, electricity failure in Guyana. So if you are hearing us loud and clear right here on 107.1 FM, you can let us know that yes, you are hearing us loud and clear right here on 107.1 FM. Technical failure there in Guyana, the usual thing. It happens all the time. All the time it happens. And so we just want to say welcome back, but we're not sure if you are hearing us loud and clear wherever you are. Just give us, thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting us know. Rhonda Lane, how are you doing? Marlon Jeffrey and all of you guys, thank you all so much. So back to Devin Sears. He's currently in prison, along with his co-accused. And as I was saying just before I got knocked off, compliments of that corrupt PPP regime in Guyana, electricity failure every single day for 5-6 hours. People who do the little hustle with the little body work, shine up little cars and things, they can't even work. And so they head scatter. They have nothing much to do. Even the businesses on Regent Street, businesses all across Guyana, they cannot function as a result of electricity failure in Guyana. Compliments of the corrupt PPP regime. And so in my opinion, the next appearance, former member of parliament, Devin Sears, will walk free because the older guy, the 79-year-old guy, took the rap. Well, he said basically that's his. It's his marijuana, his stuff, and that possibly Devin Sears didn't know what those plans were all about. And so my bet is that he is going to walk free. What else is happening that you guys want us to talk about? There was a guy, a policeman, who was murdered today by a so-called businessman by the name of Hussein. A so-called businessman by the name of Hussein, that the corrupt PPP regime were able to give him a firearm license and say, hey, take this gun, go and shoot and kill people. That is what he did. And that is exactly what the PPP regime has been doing all along. They give gun licenses to their friends, their cronies. They give them security firms. They give them license to operate armored services. All manner of things they do. They give their friends, their cronies, their families, pakus. Some of them give their concubines guns to go out. And so that policeman today was shot and killed. He was murdered, cold-bloodedly murdered by a guy whose name is Hussein. Hussein took his gun out because of some sort of argument, if you ask, argument with the policeman, off-duty policeman, mind you. So he took his gun and he shot and killed that police guy, cold-blooded murder. I hope they're not going to say it's manslaughter. I hope they're not going to say it's self-defense or anything. Because there's, I think they have video footage of that, right? That because these guys are so hot-headed, and those are the same hot-headed guys that they give security firms to operate security firms, give them guns and so forth. And the least thing you do, there's an argument, they whip their gun out and they're ready to murder, ready to just kill people just like that. And I've seen some comments on social media where folks are, maybe rightly, they're saying that if the guy was an Indian police guy, and some of you bumps might raise and say, oh, why does it always got to be a race thing? Perfect example, we're having some electricity problems out in electrical problems out in Guyana, blackouts upon blackouts, and our generator, we've got to, it just keeps, you guys can forgive us for that. It's no problem at our end. And so if that cop, and now let's go back to that situation where the cop was shot and killed, if the cop was actually other than what he was, right? Basically a policeman, a black policeman, an African Guyanese policeman. And so there's no regards for African lives in Guyana. So it may appear, right? No regards for African life. So this guy, Hussein, probably feels as though he's above the law, and he decided to whip his gun out, shot and kill that policeman. Now, if there's any time that I would support the death penalty, now is the time that I will support the death penalty. Now is the time. Cold-blooded murder. It's right there. The evidence is there. Just hang them and that's it. Look, I'm a human rights activist. Sometimes it's painful to even take that position we don't support the death penalty and all manner of things. But with what we're seeing in Guyana, gosh, sometimes we just have to put emotions aside sometimes and just say it as it is. Cold-blooded murder. These murderers, like that guy Hussein, you just don't waste time. Just sentence them once they're found guilty and just put them and hang them. That's all. Put them and hang them. Sorry that I have to take that position tonight, but every single day it's some sort of nonsense, including those other guys who shot and killed that woman out there in where is it, West Rumveld, right? As I get older, sometimes maybe my position changes on the death penalty, because we're seeing this thing every day. It's rampant. And the corrupt PPP regime, as a result of corrupt members of the Guyana police force, that explains why we are where we are today in beautiful Guyana. Condolences to that officer who was shot and killed. He was murdered. Condolences to his entire family, his friends and his colleagues in the Guyana police force. What else is happening in your neck of the woods? The judiciary, right? We were going to get to that. The judiciary. What is it you have? We have, but before we go to the judiciary, I wanted to go to Linden to say hello to some folks out in Linden. What is it? We have $100 if you can find these individuals for us. We need to know where they are.
Yeah, this is the elite team. The root team. Strong team.
Number one.
PPP team. Yeah. You understand? PPP all the way.
Yeah,
one Guyana. Yes.
We're in the fort for Monday morning.
In any weather, rain, sun.
We are
in
here.
the night. We there right here. We ain't going nowhere. We holding it for PPP.
Right.
All right, technical problems again. I don't know what's happening in Guyana. I'm not going to say sabotage. It's just incompetence of the corrupt PPP regime, the installed government of Guyana. That's just what it is. We're trying to get a video to play for you. It's just not going through. But at some point, let's see.
Yeah, this is
we're going to try it again. Hopefully we'll get through. But we're looking for some folks out in Linden. If you can find them, if this video here plays before the end of the night, you'll see exactly what we're talking about and who we're talking about, so that you can go and possibly locate those individuals for us. And as long as you locate them, you have 100, in fact, 100 US dollars we will receive if you can locate those individuals. What else is happening in the neck of the woods, as we discussed? As I've said earlier, we are having some technical problems, but let's go to the judiciary, right? What's happening in the judiciary? The acting chancellor Good. Where are those guys? We're looking for them. If you can find them, take some photographs, tell them we want to talk to them. I heard things are not looking good for them at all. And now I'm not taking this time out to laugh at the brothers. Them, well, you can say that. I'm not laughing at them, but the PPP is not treating them properly. The PPP owes them. Somebody said they see them around Mackenzie Market. I don't know, Code and Marshall, those other guys can look for them and let us get an update. Mr. Gordon, Israel Gordon, and others there on the ground can tell us where these guys are.
Yeah, this is the elite team. The root team. Strong team.
Number one.
PPP team. Yeah. Yeah, some PPP all the way.
Fort.
Yeah, one Guyana. Yes.
Go in the fort for Monday morning.
In any weather, rain, sun,
we are
in
here.
the night. We there right here, we ain't going nowhere. We holding it for PPP.
Yeah. Right.
PPP all the way. Yeah, we definitely strong.
Crazy, tough.
Yes. Yeah, PPP all the way. Yes.
Big us up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if Conan Marshall and Israel Gordon and others there on the ground, if they're watching, I would ask that this is compliments of the Ben Shap Foundation. Those three individuals, feel free, compliments of the Ben Shap Foundation. We offer them lunch tomorrow at the market area, right there at Mackenzie Market, Edo Leaf with cocoa cup. Compliments of the Ben Shap Foundation. I think they deserve it, and that's just an example as to how the PPP treat not just African Guyanese, but Guyanese in general. And my heart goes out to those three brothers who were taken advantage of during the course of the elections. They were fooled, and they were taken, like I've said, they were taken advantage of, and now they're just walking around Mackenzie, Wisma, with not much to do and grumbling and talking amongst themselves about how used they feel. And so we want to say that next time around, you are not going to be used. Just do not go with the PPP. Do not allow yourselves to be used. We're getting some news about this guy as well.
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection. A quick one for you. And the last time I said that, somebody came up to me and said, man, you little bias. Erection is a man thing. What happened to the women? So I got a woman thing for you. And hear me, from the moment she slime up till you get caught up, we can take care of you. Thank you. Thank you. PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection.
You guys heard it, right? You can't believe that. And that guy, for those of you who don't know, that guy is actually, quote unquote, a pastor. He's talking about those sort of things. Listen, look, I'm not making these things up. For those of you who are probably tuning into this show for the first time, this is a guy who's connected to the PPP government, the corrupt government of Guyana. He's connected to them. He's supposed to be a pastor. He hasn't gotten what they promised him, and he wants to go back over to the AFC. That's what we're hearing, but we're going to get some more news hopefully by tomorrow. This is what he had to say during the course of elections period, just prior to September 1st of this year.
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection. A quick one for you. And the last time I said that, somebody came up to me and said, man, you little bias. Erection is a man thing. What happened to the women? So I got a woman thing for you. And hear me, from the moment she slime up till you get caught up, we can take care of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Guyana. Yeah, that's Guyana. That is supposedly he is a politician talking those things, right? But that's not the end of it. Uh, let's get back to the judiciary, right? We don't want to take you down that cesspool, that mess, political mess, compliments of a corrupt regime in Guyana, stealing billions upon billions of dollars. Let's get over now to the judiciary. This guy, who was the former shadow minister under the previous opposition, shadow minister, his name is Roysdale Ford. I almost forgot his name. We see him pop up, yes, on the Village Voice. He pops up, but I almost forgot his name. But Roysdale Ford is saying that Irfan Ali must immediately appoint Chancellor and the Chief Justice. And this is a drumbeat that has been going over and over and over again. So this is nothing new. To just write something, and it's better than doing nothing, mind you. And so Roysdale Ford, who is a senior counsel, he's saying, hey, wait a minute. Irfan Ali should immediately appoint a chancellor and a chief justice. So we're back to this here again. The only time that these things are going to happen, they're not going to happen when you just write a letter and say, hey, Irfan Ali should do this and do no. When thousands of people take to the streets, then is when you get action. But then again, people don't want protest. They don't like protest. They think protest is a bad thing. And so they believe that just saying something, and I'm not knocking at Roysdale Ford here, by the way, it's better than doing nothing. A lot of those politicians don't say or do anything. And so this is a timely call, though. I agree with Roysdale Ford, who's, this, we have been saying this for over a year now. So we're back to saying it again. Just click on the repeat button. We're back to saying the same thing over again. And Irfan Ali is not, I repeat, Irfan Ali is not going to confirm Janet Cummings, the acting Chief Justice. I would be surprised if Irfan Ali does that. If you read the playbook of Irfan Ali and the corrupt PPP regime, they ensure that they held elections when Janet Cummings, the acting chancellor of the judiciary, was gone on vacation. So they put their man, Navindra Singh there. And let me say condolences to Navindra Singh and his family. He just recently lost his wife, attorney at law Renee Kissoon. She passed away just a couple of days ago. So my condolences to the acting Chief Justice, Navindra Singh, and his family, and the Kissoon's family, on the passing of Renee Kissoon. So back to Navindra Singh. Navindra Singh was appointed by the PPP, of course, to act in that capacity. Roxanne George, you all know Roxanne. People seem to think that Roxanne, like Navindra Singh, they are pro-PPP. At least Navindra Singh doesn't hide his political views, mind you, sometimes a bit subtle, sometimes not so subtle. But Roxanne George, according to the man in the streets, is more pro-PPP. And so the PPP was more comfortable having Roxanne George to act as the chancellor so that they can do their thing, they can do their corruption in the elections, which is what they did. Massive corruption in the 2025 elections. Probably it's a bit more sophisticated, a sophisticated way of corrupting the entire process. And so they wanted to ensure that they got their guy there as acting Chief Justice. They got their gal there as acting Chancellor in the event that things are going to go to the court. So they surrounded themselves with loyalists. Acting Chief Justice, said to be, mind you, said to be a PPP loyalist. The acting Chancellor, that is Roxanne George, is said to be pro-PPP. The Commissioner of Police, pro-PPP. The head of the prisons, pro-PPP. The head of fire service, pro-PPP. The head of the Guyana Defense Force, pro-PPP. And so that is how they surrounded themselves with these individuals who, push comes to shove, they would have to protect their PPP's interest. And that is what it's all about. Again, mind you, that's my opinion, my take on the matter. And so guess what is happening now, according to the bells ringing all over the streets of Guyana, is that the real acting chancellor of the judiciary, that is Janet Cummings Edwards, she is back from her quote unquote vacation. She's back from vacation. And so it forces the PPP now to make a decision. We are hearing news that who doesn't want to vacate office or whatever. The acting chancellor of the judiciary is back from vacation, and therefore she should resume that position almost immediately. There shouldn't be any controversy. But what the corrupt PPP regime wants to do, and if you notice what they're doing, they've convened Parliament. Finally, August, when is it? Is it August 3rd? August 3rd. I'm sorry, November. I told you I'm getting up there, right? November 3rd, I believe, they convened Parliament. But as Jack Day said, Parliament. They've convened Parliament. And so they are heading to Parliament November 3rd, it is. And so at 2 p.m., that is when they may likely move to select, and November 3rd, thank you, Rosie Rose, to select an opposition leader. They might have big pashwe, as we would say in Guyana, pashwe, big fighting in Parliament. Gunplay, they may have gunplay in Parliament, who knows? And so they will have to elect or select an opposition leader. Look how they're operating now. They are going to go to the opposition leader, whoever is elected, if it's Mohammed, Azruddin Mohammed, if it's Mohammed, because from now to November 3rd, anything can happen. And you know the PPP probably waiting for the extradition request to be sent to Guyana. Maybe it has already been sent to Guyana, hence they are now comfortable with a November 3rd convening of Parliament in Guyana. Apart from that, if in fact all of them are going to go in Parliament, those folks in WIN, a fly-by-night group, probably wouldn't last long. If they elect their person as the opposition leader, because they have the majority, they can do that, then it is more likely, if Azruddin goes into Parliament, obviously they may elect him. And so he might now start to play games now with the PPP, and they may agree to so many things. That is why they may agree also to have Janet Cummings remove as the chancellor, acting chancellor, and replace her with Roxanne George, and then Navindra Singh also. And so you find the guys them in WIN will support that package. And then when it goes to GECOM, they are going to support another package at GECOM. That is why you notice they are pushing and they're fighting for the removal of the three guys who are there: Vincent Alexander, Desmond Trotman, and Charles Corbin. They want them gone. And Claudette Singh suddenly now is saying that the GECOM cannot work at this point in time because there is no opposition leader. Now, my question is, guys, since an opposition leader as yet, I don't know. Since when GECOM cannot work, cannot function, because they're waiting to see what direction the next opposition leader is going to go, as it pertains to the three commissioners there, the three opposition commissioners. It doesn't make any sense. It has never happened. Chairman is supposed to be a senior judge of the judiciary, a lawyer for almost 4 decades or over, but yet she is behaving as though like something is wrong. So you tell me this: the GECOM cannot function, they cannot make decisions because they're waiting. According to Claudette Singh, she is waiting to see and hear what Yep, we must apologize again, technical problems. It's what's happening in Guyana, blackouts and billions upon billions of dollars spent every year, billions upon billions, and the corrupt PPP regime just cannot get it. Let's know if you're hearing us loud and clear. Again, our apologies. But this is what's happening at GECOM. GECOM chair and opposition clash over legitimacy of commissioners after 2025 elections. Since when this becomes a problem, a problem such as legitimacy? Since when that is a problem? The three commissioners of GECOM are there. It is a constitutional position. So then if she has a problem with these commissioners in this constitutional position, then she should have a problem with Charles Ramson Sr., who sits there also as commissioner of information, does nothing, absolutely nothing. It's a constitutional position, but she's not going to attack Charles Ramson Sr. because he is Charles Ramson Sr. But she is now going to attack these three commissioners. Again, let's pull the race card, mind you, because of their ethnicity. That is what it's about. And so I don't know. Again, she has practiced law for over 4 decades. She is a former judge of the High Court in Guyana. But listen to her, that the GECOM's work cannot continue because they're waiting to find out the legitimacy of commissioners. What? I can't believe this here. Something is fishy. And so they want to find a way to show these three commissioners in the opposition, Vincent Alexander, Charles Corbin, and Desmond Trotman, they want to send them packing. And they want to use WIN, that whatever WIN stands for, with Azradine, so that they can strike deals. That is what it is. So they're going to try to strike a deal with the acting Chief Justice, the acting Chancellor. Then they're going to strike a deal with WIN party to get rid of Alexander and others. But what they want to do, they want to put their own cronies there so they can fully and finally control the Guyana Elections Commission. That is what it is about. I listened to David Hines' program last evening, Dr. David Hines. He says, hey, the 1955, was it, split of the PPP? They had PPP Bornham faction and PPP Jagan faction. What David Hines said last night is that WIN is a faction of APNU, and it's two factions. APNU and WIN is also part of APNU. I beg to disagree. WIN is not part of APNU. The split between Bornhamites and Jaganites in 1955, it's totally different. There was ideological differences, and of course Burnham and his crew thought they were far more intellectually superior than the PPP faction, of course, and maybe that was so, who knows. But it's different. There's a difference, Dr. Hines. There's a difference between APNU PNC and WIN. There is a difference. Check out those folks who jumped ship and went over to it's not like those guys who split. Jumping ship and splitting, there's a difference, Dr. David Hines, and I'm certain that you're aware of that difference, right? But let's get back to GECOM. There's something sinister here. The PPP wants to team up with WIN, and if they could use Azradine Mohammed, to get their way with things, then maybe that can be a gateway to freedom for Azradine Mohammed, and they're going to squeeze him. They're going to play ball with him, and so they're going to squeeze him so that they can get what they want. And if they can use the 12 seats in Parliament to get what they want, to even say that someone can run for a third term. So if Jack Dieu couldn't run for a third term, he may very well set the Constitution up, change the Constitution so that, guess who? Irfan Ali may very well run for a third term. And if they can use Win and Azruddin to do the bidding, they will do just that. Just that. So don't think that Win is there for any change, positive change to you or in your community. Do not think so for a moment. They're just there for themselves, and that's to protect themselves. I'm talking about Azruddin Mohammed. It's all about him. It's all about them. It's all about him and his sister and all. That is what it's about, nothing else. So Dr. Hines say, but Win is a part of APNU. Win is not a part of APNU. Check the individuals who rushed over to Win. Check who they are, and you'll understand exactly what's happening. Anyways, what else is happening in your neck of the woods? Somebody mentioned GHK Lal and GHK Lal speaking out on the Gold Board. Look, the Gold Board has always been corrupt. The FBI and other law enforcement agencies know exactly what was happening at that Gold Board. Lots and lots of corruption. It's been happening there for years. But somebody raised the bumps of this guy, GHK Lal, whoever he is. We've been reading some stuff about him in the Village Voice News, and he's sometimes on the program with David Hines. But I really don't know who this guy is. I can't speak much about him other than he came out from nowhere and he became chairman of the board of the Guyana Gold Board under the coalition government. So I really don't know this guy. There's not much to say, but something isn't adding up with something. That's all I wish to say. Something isn't adding up because the U.S. Embassy, they're not going to go to a chairman of an important ministry and deal with the chairman and ignore the relevant minister. So GHK Lal said that embassy officials gave him a list of individuals who are gold smugglers. And I think at some point he said that the Mohammeds weren't on the list. Well, Raphael Trotman set the record straight. Thank you, Raphael. But anybody who understands what's been going on with the investigations of gold smuggling would know that the Mohammeds were probably top of the list, along with Tamesh and others. Top of the list, indeed. And so while, I don't know, something isn't adding up here at all. GHK Lal, I don't know, guys. Something isn't adding up. But we'll leave that for now, and we'll go over to Venezuela. Again, Azruddin seemed to be in everything, every single thing. It's quite a distraction. Every single deal, dabbling, whether accusation of gold smuggling and this smuggling and that smuggling. Well, the embassy, again, we saw earlier, they're talking about the ambassador, Venezuela ambassador to Guyana, is saying that the corrupt government is lying. Well, two of them are two vagabonds anyways, the corrupt government of Venezuela and the corrupt government of Guyana. So we don't know who's lying. Both of them could be lying. They're both liars. And so, but why the Venezuela ambassador to Guyana waited until now to come out and say that is not true? Because this was being said earlier during the course of elections, and the same ambassador stayed quiet. He never came out to refute it, but now he's coming out to refute it. Could it be because of Maduro being surrounded by, special forces? Who knows? Is this why he's now coming out to speak? I don't believe the corrupt regime of Venezuela, and neither do I believe the corrupt regime of Guyana. So, as we would say in Guyana, let them try that. Meanwhile, in Venezuela, guess what?
Not war. Just peace.
Not war, just peace. Peace, right? Peace.
Not war. Just peace. Not war. No a la guerra.
No war, right? But he didn't know that when he was trying to fight up for a piece of Essequibo, a big piece of Guyana, right? 2/3 of Guyana. He wants, and he's threatening the people of Guyana. And he got gunboats and all these sort of things. And now you want, not why you want peace. You want peace? Well, that's what Trump is going to give you, peace. P-E-A-C-E. Trump is going to give you peace. All right, hey, what's happening, guys? Let me check some of your comments and see what's going on in your neck of the woods. While the people of Linden, this is a guy who's said to be a bishop, maybe a fake bishop. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe a fake bishop, said to have a private room in one of those buildings, the PPP building, some PPP headquarters in Linden, a private room. To do what? What do you guys think that this guy who is said to be a minister of the government has a private room and lots of allegations of what's the things that and speculations about what's happening in that private room? What do you guys think that's going on in that private room? Come on, guys. What do you guys think? What do you guys think that's going on in that private room? It's coming from PPP guys in Linden, who are fed up. They are fed up because this guy is set to have a private room. So you go up there, you go into the private room, and you offer, guess what? Private prayers, right? And you take some holy water and you sprinkle, and then that's it. And you say, amen. Is that what goes on in that private room? No, I don't know. But we just got to go with what the people, the PPP folks in Linden, who are upset and what they are saying about this guy. But if you notice, for the first time in a long time, this bishop, or whatever he is quiet. This bishop is quiet, has absolutely nothing to say. Absolutely nothing to say. We want to find out what's happening in that lonely room. What's happening in that lonely room? Maybe we can ask attorney at law. This guy, he's drinking soup now. Maybe we can ask him to take a peep in that lonely room. Maybe we can ask this other guy, Jermaine Figueroa, the wow and the if guy, because that's all he puts on his page these days. Wow, if. Tomorrow he might put when. Go and peep in the room. Just the next day, Saturday, don't put wow, if, and when. Saturday, put room, private room, and find out what's happening there. Or if not, maybe we can get these guys to just tell us.
Yeah, this is the elite team, the root team. Strong team.
As though they're saying the room team, right? I wonder if they're related to Sean Anthony Ben. Who knows? Anyways, let's leave Sean Anthony Ben alone. All right, so well, you guys know what's happening there. It's time, right? It's about that time that we wrap up on tonight's program. My supervisor is here, is saying, look, time is up. Mark, your time is up. You've got to go. And so for now, I'm going to take my leave. I'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. God bless you all. And we say, Tata. Emma is eating some plantain chips there. Right? Oh, no, I guess not. But I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. God bless you all. Tata.
At Big Bird Transportation Service, we specialize in safe, fast, and dependable delivery transportation for businesses and individuals. Whether you're sending a small package across town or need scheduled deliveries for your company, we're here to make sure your items arrive on time, every time. Our team is committed to providing efficient logistics solutions with a personal touch. With a fleet of well-maintained vehicles and experienced drivers, we handle every delivery with care, from pickup to drop-off. Why choose Big Bird? on-demand and scheduled deliveries, local and regional coverage, secure and professional handling, customer-first service. Call us today at 929-329-9938 and let Big Bird take your deliveries to the next level.